So my name is Brian Ondeko. So today we're going to be making a 3D portfolio, and as you know, like having a portfolio is very, very important. So like I've been looking in YouTube, and then there are a bunch of 3D portfolios that are very cool, and I thought like let me try to also make mine, because actually like in the previously, if you look at my videos, I've made like a portfolio, but it wasn't 3D. You can look at it in the video. I'm going to put a link in the description. You can be able to check it out, but it wasn't like 3D related or anything like that. It was very simple, but I thought to myself like let me try to at least give it like a little bit of to make it much better, because like right now like doesn't look much that great, you know. And yeah,
No, exactly.
I know that you might be thinking like, hey, what are we going to be doing today? So we're going to be doing a revamp of or an improvement of our portfolio. And if you have any questions, don't forget to tell me. So my name is Brian. So let me show you how the project looks like. Okay, so when you come to the project, this is how it's supposed to look like. So this is like the hero section of our project or of our portfolio, and the best thing is that you can be able to move this the 3D model in whichever way that you want. And I don't know if you can be able to see like that cool animation that's happening with that text there. So there's that particular text that keeps on changing the name. So it keeps on changing from either coder, writer, etc. And also you have that cool animation happening on that emoji. And also another thing that we have is, I don't know if you can be able to see that down a little bit there down, you have that scroll is it tag, don't know, that scroll tag there. Like it looks very cool, yeah. So and also in this 3D model we have two 3D models here. So you have this astronaut model here, and also another thing that you have is you have also, I don't know if you can be able to see that black thing, that black model that is let me show you. I'm trying to control this 3D model. Yeah, I don't know if you can be able to see that black model or that black thing that is near the, let me show you, that is near that planet. Yeah, that black thing that is moving there, that is near that mountain, the mountain at the center right now, the mountain at the center. Yeah, so actually that's also a 3D model. Actually it's an alien 3D model, and yeah, just like give it like that. I made it like that. So yeah, so you have this part of the portfolio. Here we have the part whereby you can be able to move from one project to another, and to be able like to see like which projects they are. And the best thing you can be able like when you press, let me show you, when you press like that particular button, when you press that button of next, there, suppose like to move you from one project to another. Yeah, and also you can see like this 3D model is able to like to move accordingly, but yeah, it's also like it's in motion. Yeah, so if you press that next, like it moves it. And also you can see like there below we have those thumbnail or those pictures that are also moving accordingly. Yeah, so this next button is able to move the particular projects accordingly. And also this part of the previous can be able to like to move backwards if someone maybe wants to see like the projects that you have. And yeah, also you can able to toggle like through them in the pictures. You can just press the particular picture or the thumbnail and just be able to press any of them, and you'll be able to be directed to the particular project. Also another cool thing I want to show you is in terms of knowing more about the particular project. Now if you come and then if you press this button of more info, now this more info is supposed to give you like details of the details of that particular project, the more details about that particular project. Yeah, Yeah, so let me show you. If I press this more info, it's supposed to give me, you can see, like supposed to tell me like more details about this particular project. Okay, but right now just give you like a sketch of what the project entails. Also you have this that part, which is the experience section. This experience section, I don't know, like you can be able to agree with me, like it looks very cool. Yeah, so you can see like from this point, so you have from 2015 2010, we have that part which is freelancer design, and if you click it, it shows you like gives you details of what I was doing there, or what that person, the owner of the portfolio, is doing in that particular company at that particular point. You can see, so if you press at it, so it gives you that more details. Also if you come here, that is from 2010 to 2020, does that front-end developer in a company known as Tech Solutions. Press, you can see like what I was doing there as the front-end developer. Also still here in the 3D artist, in this part of the creative studio, still the same. And the best thing is if you press one and then move to another one, the other one closes. Yeah, just prevent like congestion on the screen. Yeah, so like it looks very nice, very elegant, very demure. Yeah, can't you agree? Also you have now this part of the contact. So this part of the contact, so unfortunately you're not going to be integrating any backend, but yeah, if you want to be able to integrate like any backend, you can go ahead and do it, but we're not going to be doing it like in this tutorial. This tutorial is just more about to explain to you how you can be able to use more about Three.js and a little bit of Tailwind CSS, maybe for beginners, maybe React. Yeah, so like remember like this tutorial, like this, like I've done it like with a beginner's mind, because I want also beginners to be able to understand it. Yeah, I want beginners to be able to understand React, to know like how to use it, etc. So if we press that part of the send, suppose like show that message of thank you, the message has been sent. Yeah, but it has not actually been sent, but it has just disappeared, because we don't have like any backend database, any backend features. Okay, yeah, so that's how our project is. It is in three sections. You have the hero, you have the portfolio, you have the experience, and then you have the part of the contact. So be sure like to check it out, and then if you have any question, please don't forget to write it on the comments. Any project suggestion, write it in the comments. Also still, like if you want to know about, let's say about me, if you press this 3D model, this is the most coolest thing about this project. If you press this 3D model, you can see it gives you more about me. Yeah, if you press that 3D model, it gives you that about me section. Let me show you. Let me press it like that. You can see if you press it, it gives you like more details. Hey, I'm at brand and what. You can see if you press that 3D model. So like I think this is the most coolest thing about this project. Yeah, so if you have any question, don't forget to ask me, and also make sure like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also click the subscribe, and also like, and also give me any comments if you have. Don't forget to tell me, and also make sure to ask me any questions. If you like the video, don't forget to write it on the comments. If you also don't like, just a quick one, let me tell you, like actually I was facing an issue in terms of combining the audio and the video while I was editing this video. So there at the middle, like we have a little bit of an issue in terms of the consistency of the video and the audio. So if you get any error, like if you get like any inconsistency, please don't blame me for that. But I had tried my best to make it to be much better. But you can use the codes in the GitHub so for your reference, because I know like there's a little bit of inconsistency, and it's going to bore some of you, but yeah, so please forgive me for that. But you can use the GitHub for reference, and yeah, so forgive me for that. But next time in the next video, like I'm not going to try to make the same mistake, but I tried to fix it right now, but like it was just taking a lot of time, and it was not getting fixed. Yeah, so forgive me for that. But yeah, so continue coding. Thank you guys. We're going to first of all start by making a new folder, and then you can drag and drop it like in your preferred editor, and then you can name the folder any name you want, and then let's open CMD. So this is the terminal of the CMD that we're going to be using. but you can also use the terminal on your VS Code. Okay, yeah. So let me try to open another CMD. If you're on Windows, you can just go to the search bar, like there on the left side, and then just write CMD. Then it's going to appear, and then you can just yeah, you can just open it. So first, to be able to start that is React, you have used npm create vite at latest, and then you have chosen React and then JavaScript. So let's do npm install, be able to install it. So remember, you're using React from JavaScript, from React plus Vite, React from Vite. Yeah, so that's what you're going to be using. Okay, so these are the other things that you're going to be installing. Don't know if you can be able to see it. So you're going to, first of all, let me show you here. So as you can see from the screen, we're installing, first of all, that is React drill. Then you have React Fiber, you have React, that will be auto prefixer, you have post CSS, that is React DOM, React icons, you have the React scroll, you have the React vertical timeline, then also you have the Tailwind CSS, and we have Three.js, and then you have the TSLint. But remember, like, the main thing of this application, of today's project, is for you to be able to know how to use Three.js. Like, that's the main thing that we're going to be learning today. Okay, so they have already been installed in both so yeah, both of them. So from this point, let's try to start our server. That will be npm run dev. Okay, we're getting error. Let me try to fix it and see. Okay, let's come to our SRC that we had made. So in this SRC, we're going now to paste here a couple of files that I'm going to give you. So you're going to, like, if you look in the description, you're going to find like a couple of files that I'm going to give you, like, for this project. Okay, because there are some files that you cannot make from scratch. Okay, because they don't want, like, to waste a lot of time. There are, like, I don't know, some four or three folders, but I'm going to put a link in the description. You can just be able to look at the link in the description, then you can be able to look at it. So you have these assets, you have the data, you have the model, and then the styles. Yeah, so I'm going to explain to you, like, what they are. For example, if you come to the SRC, let me show you. So you have assets. So asset has all the images that you're going to be using for this project. In the assets, then if we come to, let me show you, to the data. So data has only one file. So this one file has the particular data that we're going to be using in this project, and just has an array of particular data that we're going to be using in the particular project section. Yeah, so you can see, like, nothing crazy. Also, in the part of the model, you have some 3 models that you're going to be using in this project. Yeah, so in the part of styles, you have all the styles, the Tailwind CSS styles that you're going to be using here. You can look into them. Yeah, you can just take a look into them. Yeah, because, like, I didn't want to start making these styles like on the tutorial, because it would have taken a lot of time, you know. Yeah, so I've made components folder again. So in this components folder, we are going now to create the hero.jsx. That is for the hero section. And then now let's create the portfolio section, portfolio of projects, and then let's create the experience.jsx. Then lastly, let's create the contact.jsx, like that. So we're going now to put some skeleton codes into them. Let's just do RAFCE. So remember, if you try to do this and then does a work, make sure like you have installed React ES. I don't know, is it ES7? ES7, I don't know, can't remember very well. Make sure you've installed that that one, like from your, you have installed it, and then yeah. Okay, so let's come to this app.jsx. You're going to remove these codes inside, then you're going to do this. Let's remove this. So I'm just going to we are going to import all of those files that we have just created right now. Yeah, like that. So again, like, let us try to install Tailwind CSS again, because I realized like it didn't like install previously, like it did not install properly. So I'm going to install it again. So let's just create a div, and then inside this div, now we're going now to put all the files that we have been importing. Yeah. So let's start with the hero, then let's go to portfolio, experience, and then lastly we're going to do the contacts. Yeah, like that. So let's come to our Tailwind config.js. So there are a couple of things that we need to do in this Tailwind.config.js, and also like there are a couple of things that we need to do, and so that we can be able to see the changes that are applying into our Tailwind. So yeah, let's now do this. Now in these styles, we're going to do this. You're going to not in the style really, you're going to create a file known as postcss.config.js. This postcss.config.js is supposed to be like on the outer side, supposed to be on the, that is on the main folder, which is as for like in our case, if you are following, like if you have been following me like throughout, so it's supposed to be, that is 3D portfolio. Yeah, so like that. So in postcss config.js, I'm just going to paste this. Let me show you here. Just going to do this. So we've just pasted that. So Actually, like this is a mistake, but like I'm going to, like, it's not supposed to be this one that I've imported. I realized that one later while I had made this video, so you can check out the don't copy these codes in the that was in the tailwind.config. Like, check out the you can either like move forward to be able to check it out, or you can check out the codes in the link. Okay, so in this app.css, we have just removed all the codes from it, and then we are replacing it with this one. Okay, so let me show you. Also in this index.css, we have removed it. We have removed the all of it, and then we are replacing it with this 3 line of codes. Yeah, so that's this. But in the app.css, you just remove the whole codes. So from this point also, as you can see, like, we don't need the app.css, and also we don't need the part of importing the use state, because we are not using it like in our application right currently. So we can just remove all of them, because like we don't need them right now. So what you can try to do is you can try now to save, so that you can be able to save the whole of it. That is Control S, and then so that you can be able to see like if everything is okay. So you can just save and then look in your browser if everything like works okay, and then if you have an error, you can just try to fix it. So let's see, and yeah, so those names are supposed to be displaying on the browser. Let's just wait a couple of seconds, because my browser like is taking a lot of time to load. So yeah, so in the meantime, so you're going to be starting first of all with the hero section. In the meantime, yeah, so you can see from the screen it's loading perfectly, and you can see like those. So yeah, so we are going first of all to start making the hero. So here I want to tell you this. So here the hero is going also to contain the navigation bar. Okay, you're not going to make the nav bar, so it's going to also contain the navigation bar. So let's import use effect, and also let's import use ref, and lastly let's import that will be the use state, then lastly suspense. They're all coming from React, like that. Also we're going to import that will be the use loader, and it's coming from, that is React 3 fiber, like that. Then that will be gltf loader, coming from that path, that is Three.js, and then addon.js, like that. /glt loader, like that. So another thing you're going to import, that will be canvas, from that path. Also orbit control from that path, which is React 3 trail. Also another thing is we're going also now to import now the particular background image that we're going to be using for our project. So that will be background from that path. And also another thing you're going to be importing, I think that is the part of the models. Those two models we are going to be using in our hero. So the first one is known as the astronaut, and the astronaut is coming from that path. So the astronaut path actually is supposed to be in the models and not in the assets. So let's fix that. So that will be model, then that will be astronaut.glb. So remember, like, the reason why we're importing it as GLB, because remember, like, models have so many formats. Also you have the FBX, like, you have so many formats. Okay, so the one that is supported by the browser, so is either the GLB or the FBX. Yeah, so but for us we're going to be use GLB. As per what I've realized is that GLB is able to load much faster as compared to FBX. Okay, but all of them are supported by the browser. But as per me, like, what I've come to realize after doing a couple of projects, I've realized that GLB, like, it loads much faster as compared to FBX. Okay, so we've also imported the alien from that, and then styles from that path. Now here inside you're now going to do a const. Then this const is going to be, first of all, const astronaut, const astronaut ref, then that will be the use ref, and then passing it as null. Also going to do a const alien, const alien ref, then that will be passing the use ref as null. So also for the part of the roles, so the roles are going to be, first of all, YouTuber, indie hacker. Then you have another one that you can use here, maybe say the writer. Then you have coder. So what we are doing here is, I don't know if you can remember, like, in our project, if you can move, like, up on when you are starting, you're going to realize that when you are starting, like, there is that part in the hero section that was changing name each and every time. So is this part, like, it keeps on changing, like, or iterating from either of these four names, either the YouTuber, indie hacker, or the writer, or the coder. Okay, yeah. So now in terms of their colors, these texts are going to have these different colors that you are now using here. We are now that declaring them, like, in these cons. So we have the first one is going to have a red color, and then the second one is going to have a green color, the next one blue, yellow, like that, because remember, like, as you can see, like, those names are in an array. Okay, they are going to have, like, those colors respectively. Also we're going to do also that will be a const current role. I'm going to set it set current role, and then that will be going to pass now the use state, and inside it you're going to say 0. So that means that when it starts, when you start giving, like, the current role, you're going to start from 0. And as for those who know arrays, like, an array usually starts from 0, like, doesn't start from 1. Okay, so 0 is the first element. So also 0 is the first element. Yeah, so like that. So here we're going to create now a use effect. Now this use effect that we're going to create here, what you're going to do is you're going to, I'm trying to zoom in effectively so that you can be able to see my screen perfectly. So here we're going to say const animate. Here in the const animate, you're going to use an if. So we're going to say if the astronaut ref.current, if astronaut ref.current, obviously if that is true, then it's going to be that will be the astronaut ref.current dot position dot y and then I'm going to use here the math.sign, then pass the particular date dot now, and then multiply by 0.001, like that, then by 2, like that. So going to do the same also for the part of the alien. So what you're trying to do is that this one is going like to be trying to check like the positions of either the astronaut and the alien, and then it's going to make them to behave accordingly. So I'm going to do also the same for the alien, because like remember the models that you have on the hero section are mainly two. So the first one is the astronaut, and then the second one is the alien. So that means that in the first one and then the second one, like they're going to behave accordingly. Okay, so you have done the same also for the alien. Then you're going to finish it with that request animate frame, and you're now going to pass the we're now going to call that is the particular function, which is the animate, like that. Yeah, so from this point we've done everything like in relation to the model. So let's move to the next part, which is the part of the role interval. Here we're going out to pass the set interval. Here in the set interval we're going out to do this. So we're going to say set the current role. Set the current role is going to be first of all the previous role, and then I'm going to pass now the previous plus 1. So that means I don't know if you can remember, like then you're going to use that is the modulus of roles dot length. I don't know if you can remember like those roles, they were 4. So yeah, so it's going like to iterate, is going to iterate, or is going to move from one role to another. So in terms of the role is when it's going to change like the names, either from YouTuber to coder to writer, etc, like that. And this change is going to take like 3 seconds. Okay, so that means YouTuber, and then 3 seconds it changes to indie hacker, 3 seconds to writer, etc. Yeah, like that. So now we are returning it. That is what this line of code does. Again, now here what we're going to do is this. So yeah, so from that point I think we are through. Yeah, so those are the main parts. You've seen like you've made the particular functionality for the models, and then particular functionality that is for also the content inside that hero. Yeah, so now here inside now this return, here we're going to do an ID in the section. So it's going to ID is going to be hero, and then you're going to do the class name. So the class name is going to have that sales.hero section, that, and then that is the class name. Then we can also give it style. You can just say maybe the background, you can give it this color. You can say not this image, so the background image, the particular image that we had. So you're going to use the backticks, and then you've done the URL. Then now we're going to now pass that particular image, which is called background, like that. Also now let's create now another tag called the nav tag. So remember, in that part of the class name, the way we import in the styles in the styles.hero section, so that part of the hero section, if you move to the hero.model.css, you're going to find like there are a lot of those Tailwind CSS styles that we're trying to import into our project. Yeah, so you're just trying to import them, and that's how we're going to be importing them. Okay, so yeah, so like that. So in that now we are just done like that. So let's try to save and see. so let's try to reload it. In the meantime, let's continue. Now here in this div we're going now to also do another class name, that is the size.logo. So this is the part that's going to contain our logo. I don't know if you can remember, like that logo that had our name, that is CWB. So CWB just stands for, that is coding with Brian. So yeah, I included that. So yeah, so and then you're going to, that is CWB, going to be inside a span, and then it also has its own style. So the class name will be, that will be this, that is going to be the styles. Let me first of all fix this. Okay, 1 second. Class name like that. Then so let's just write it here. So that will be, text is going to be blue, then the variant of 400, like that. So that's how the text CWB is going to look like, what's going to be like. Yeah. So if you come to here, if you come below like this, unordered list that you had made earlier. Okay, no, if you come here and then make this unordered list, and then here, so here in this unordered list, first of all, remember, like unordered list has to have like the list of the items, the li. Yeah, so yeah, so before that, so let's try to see, maybe everything is okay. Okay, yeah, so these are a couple of changes that we had made. I don't know if you can remember it. Yeah, so yeah, we had made that change on the Tailwind. So you can see this is how the tailwind.config.js is supposed to be, not like the one I had shown you earlier when you were making the project. That's why I told you, like to use the, either to skip up and to skip, or to continue this and then be able to see how it is, or for you to just use my codes in the description. Okay, yeah, so that's why I told you to do that. Yeah, and now right now, like everything loads perfectly. Yeah, so we just made that change. That was the only change that was supposed to be there. Okay, now what you're going to do now in this unordered list, you're going to give it this style. That will be the source.navbar. Not really navbar, but let's say nav list. Yeah, navigation list, because this another list now is going to contain the particular navigations. Yeah, so those particular navigations that you're going to say, like you're just going to contain like the navigation links, something like that. So these are the navigation links that we're going to be having now in our project. Yeah, so those are so that's how it's supposed to be. And then remember, like it's an array, and you're going to be mapping over each of them, and you're going to be mapping over each of them, passing them as sections, and then this is how it's going to be. So you have the hero, project, the experience, and then lastly you have that is the contact. So that is the one we're going to see. Now below here we're going now to create now the list item. So we're going to now to, after mapping through all of them, we're going now to try to list all of them. Okay, so here we're going now to include a key. The key is going to be the section. Now inside this the list item, also going to include a link. So and then here in the link also going to give it also the particular 2. So 2 is going to be section, and then the smooth is going to be true. So the function of the 2 is going to, okay, and then the duration of 500. Then you have the, let's add the class name, that will be the styles dot, that will be the nav item. So the function of the 2 is just so that when one is pressed, it's supposed to, like, when one of those navigation links is pressed, it's supposed to lead like to the particular page with those content. Okay, so inside the link, I'm going to pass now the section dot that will be the character at 0 to uppercase plus first, so plus that is going to be the section dot slice, and then passing the 1 like that. So yeah, so that's how it's supposed to be from that point. Yeah, so if we save and then try to see, like, you don't get anything on the browser, but let's wait, or maybe you can try to refresh it. Okay, so that's how it is. So here we're going also to create now this div. This div is going to have that styles, and it's going to have h1. So the h1 is the height 1. Then I'm going to give it this style, the class name. So the class name is going to be animate, to be bounce. Then I'm going to give it a margin right. So the margin right is going to be 3. Margin right is going to be 3, like that. But let's remove this. Yeah, so let's do this. So it was a mistake. So we're going to do here styles dot title, because this one, the h1 is h1 actually is a title. If you have done, if you know HTML, okay, so which I assume you need to have known before coming to React. Okay, yeah. So if you know HTML, h1 is actually the height. So here in this, yeah, we have given it a span, and then in this span you just added that emoji, and then that span you're going to give it this style, which is going to be animate, bounce, then margin right is going to be 3. That means like this emoji is going to, like, it's going to be bouncing. Okay, yeah, like it's going to be like saying hello, but in bouncing form. So yeah, I'll just render text, my name there. You can just write your name in this case. Yeah, and then here below going now to include now the particular paragraph tag. This paragraph tag now is going to contain like the details of the content of the hero section. Okay, yeah. So the class name still styles dot role text. You can take your time and then like go through the CSS and see like what they are. Okay, so here I'm going to just write some words that I think. Okay, so I'll try to save, but let me try to fix any error that you're getting. Yeah, so like that. So from this point also, yeah, so we're getting like a couple of errors. I don't know if you can be able to see it like there on the console, but we just saved and then we're trying to see how it's going to respond. Yeah, so you can see like everything now looks a little bit okay. Yeah, so let's continue. So yeah, so here also, because remember like in the part of the rows, so I just included that they are like an empty space there. So that means that that role is going to change dynamically based on what you had given it like earlier. Okay, so also still in this span that you have made here, going to do this. We're now going to first of all do pass the particular color, so it's going to be the colors, then passing that is the current role, because like remember the current role was like the rows were in an array. Okay, so we're passing now the current role, then we're going to give it a font, it's going to be bold. Then now in this span we're going to pass now the particular rows, and the rows are being passed as an array. That's going to be in this form, so we're going to pass them in this form. So we have the current role. Then now below this span, also we're just going to include an empty space like that, and then yeah, I've just added that text from there. You can just add anything. So that's how we have done it. And then yeah, so also create this next div, give it like this class name, like this. So that will be absolute, then absolute, and then at the top is going to be a half. Top is going to be a half, that. Then left is going to be also a half. Then the transform, and then we're going to say what minus translate y, then a half. And then the width you're going to say is going to be full, then the height is going to be also full, like that. Now after having done that, also we're going out to do a canvas. So in this part of the canvas is where like you're going out to try to add now those two models that you saw. Okay, so those two models are very important, and those are the ones that we're going to now try to add them here. So first of all, we are going now to pass the particular ambient light, the particular lighting for our model. Then I'm going to give it an intensity. That means the intensity is going to be 0.3, and then you're going to also add that will be the particular part of the spotlight. Now those spotlight, we're going to give it a position. So the position is going to be this. So that is going to be 10, 10, then 10, and then the angle is going to be 0.15, like that. Then in terms of orbiting, so we're going to say the orbit controls, we're going to pass it like that, and then we're going to now also pass the suspense, like that. So in this suspense here, we're going now to add the particular part of the fallback. This fallback, you're going to set it none. Inside the suspense, you're going now to also add now the particular part, that is the particular model that you are using. That will be the astronaut model. Yeah, the astronaut model. so they are like you're passing the astronaut model like that. Then that will be the model reference. Model reference, that is going to be the astronaut ref. Then you're going to also add now the set show info. The set show info. Then you're going to pass also the set show info like that. Yeah. So that's everything with the astronaut model. Now let's also add for the one for the alien. So I'm going to say here the alien model, and we're just going to pass it like that. And then you're going to also do almost the same thing. That will be the model reference, then pass the alien ref, the alien ref or the alien reference like that. So yeah, from that point I think I've been able to add now the those particular models. Now if you come here below, we're now going to create this div, and then we're going to give it a class name. Let's say that will be dot scroll indicator like that. Then link. Now this link is going to have this, so I'm going to set to first of all projects. Then I'm going to say smooth to be true. Then the duration is going to be, that will be 500. Is it milliseconds? Yeah, so that is like 0.5 seconds if I'm not wrong. So yeah, like that. Now inside this link, create the div. Then this div we're going now to give it a class name. So we're going to say the class name is going to be, that's going to be the styles dot scroll link like that. Then yeah, I think like that is okay. Now also we're going now to add this span. This span also will have this class name. Yep, like that. The text white, and then text to be 0 on small devices, then text on small devices like that. And then we're going to add now the text scroll down. That means like we're going to have that text, but on that we're going to have that text with a particular, that text of scroll down, but also is going to have also like that name scroll down like that. Yeah, so as to indicate to show someone like they can be able to scroll down. Also we have now the particular SVG, because like remember in that scroll down, it has like a particular, like it's like an image or a logo, not really a logo, an image that we're going to be using here. So it's an SVG. So here we're going to do this. So in this SVG you're going out to, in this SVG you're going out pass the x means. Now this x mean excellence you're going to pass now the particular path of where the logo is coming from, and you can see like it's coming from the w3.org. Yeah, so like that. Then you're going out to also add the class name. Then the part of the field, so the field is going to be none. Then VBox like that. Then you have the part of the stroke to be current color. Then you have the stroke width. So stroke width is going to be, let's say 2 like that. Now here in the SVG we are now going to also add that path, that particular path, and then this path you're going to pass also that will be the stroke line cap, which is going to be round. Then that will be the stroke line join, also I think should be just round. then you're going out to add also the D. So the D is going to have this, that is the M19, then let's say 91, then 91 7, and then have 7, and then that will be 7 like that. So yeah, from that point, so that's how like it's supposed to be. Yeah, so also, yeah, I think we are through, and try to see like how it looks on the browser. Let me just refresh. Also, in this part of the show info, now we're going also to add, now after having added that div, we're going to also give it this class name, that is styles dot let's say pop-up, and then the h2 is going to be, let's say, just the about me, and then the class name, and just say maybe that is styles the pop-up title. I don't know if you can be able to remember, like when you are pressing that 3D model, there was like a pop-up that contained the about me, like the about me info. So that's what you're trying to make here. Okay, so yeah, so like I've just pasted that paragraph like that, so you can check it out, or maybe you can just write your own paragraph. Yeah, so that's what we are doing here. Also, the button is going to have the button of the close there, not a button like text with a name close. Then this button or this text with close is going to have the styles that pop-up button. Also, is going to have an on click. So once that when it's clicked, so it was supposed like to, I don't know if you can remember, like we also had made that function for this on click previously, but it's supposed to do this, supposed to do that would be set show information to false. That means when it's clicked, supposed like to close the information. It's supposed to close the whole it's supposed to close the information, yeah, or that that part that was opened, show the about section, something like that. Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to understand like that. So okay, so also we're going to do here a const astronaut. So we're going to say here const astronaut model, that. So this const astronaut model, then you're passing the model reference and then the set show info as the parameters like that. And then what you're going to do is this. Here inside, we're going out to do a const, let's say that would be const glt, and then that will be use loader, and then passing the gltf loader, and also passing that will be the astronaut, and they're going to be returning this. So we're going to be returning that will be the primitive, passing the primitive. Then here in the primitive you're going to reference, that will be the model reference. So yeah, so the main thing you're doing here is passing the, so the main thing you're just trying to do here is what I told you previously. When you are clicking the 3D model, it was supposed to show us now the particular user information or the about me. So that's what you're just trying to do. So the object is gltf.scene, and then the scale is going to be 1.5. Then the position is going to be, let's say that will be 0 0 0 then they are in an array like that. On click, it's going to be this. That means when it's clicked, then it's supposed to do this, supposed to do this. So that will be the set show info. So it's supposed to show particular info, and then you're going to pass through. That means when the model is clicked. Okay, yeah, like that. So from that point, I think we are through with this hero section, but let's do this for the alien part. So we're going to do that because alien model. Then in this alien model, for the model to show up in this alien model, so let's just switch this, because like remember the models, like they really do take some time for them to be able to show up. And then I don't know if it's because of that would be the const maybe of my computer, or I don't know why, but const GLTF, but then I suspect it's because of that. So from that point, we are through with the hero. Now let's move to the portfolio section. This portfolio section is going to contain the projects. I've just named it portfolio, or we can just name it as projects, so there's no harm that has been done. Yeah, so we can just copy this the imports from hero and then paste it here in the portfolio. Then you can be able now to remove the ones that you're not going to require here. So let's start removing the ones that we're not going to need appropriately. Yeah, so let's look at this. Okay, let's remove the ones so we're not going to like require this. Let's remove this model. Now we're going also to import that will be the texture loader. Texture loader is coming from Three.js, and then yeah, so let's see here. So let's change it with portfolio, the style, then this part of the alien. Here what you're going to do is we are going to import the computer, so just return the computer model path. And then in this computer model path, also let's change the path, which is going to be computer, like that. So yeah, so like all of those are the things, all of those are the imports that you're going to need or require for our application. Also, another thing that we're going to do is we're going now to import now the particular projects, because as you can remember, like the projects data was in a different file found in the folder data. So importing the projects and it's coming from that path. Yeah, so I think from there we are through with that. So okay, so like that. So like set current project, and then set current project, then we're going to give it the use state. So what you're trying to do here is you're trying to be able to navigate or to move from one project to another. Yeah, so give it to 0 like that, just the same way that we did with the part of the user role in the hero section. I don't know if you can remember it. Also in this here, you're going out to also use part of the part of the show model. So like these are just almost the same thing that you have been doing. So yeah, So that will be const the show model, then set show model, then you set that will be false. So this const here also going to, that is const the handle next. I don't know if you can remember, like in this part of the portfolio, when we were pressing that next button, like it was moving the portfolio, or it was moving like the projects from one project to another. Okay, so we're going to have the handle next, the handle previous, and then the part of the show more. So this handle next, that means passing now the set current project, and then passing the previous, then previous plus one, the modules of projects dot length. Then also you're going to here the const handle previous. That means yeah, so this just going to do almost the same thing, but it's going to be a little bit different. So still here you're going to say set the current project, then you're going to pass still the previous, and then just going to do almost the same thing. So that will be previous minus 1 instead of plus 1. Yeah? So minus 1 plus now the project dot length. That's for the previous. Yeah. So from that point, I think it's okay. Now let's now move to the part of, I think it's show more, part of show more, like that. So here we're going to do this. Almost the same thing, but it's going to be a little bit different. So here we're going to say const handle thumbnail click, and then we're going to pass now the index, and we're going to try to do this. So we're going to try to do this. So that will be set current project, then passing now the particular index. Yeah, so here also in the toggle model, so set the model, and then if the show model is not, if there is no show model, then yeah, and then in the terms of the use effect, here we're going to do this. So we're going to say that will be the const handle scroll, this part of the handling scroll in this use effect. So we're going to do this. So we're going to say here, so that will be const parallax, and then we're going to set it that will be the document dot query command in term. Then you're going to pass now that will be the styles dot parallax. But remember, like they are inside the backticks. Yeah, so like that. Yeah, so that's how it is. And then also that what is going to happen is we're going to use an if. So what you're going to say is, if the parallax, if like parallax is true, or if it's parallax, then this is what is supposed to happen, which is supposed to pass now the parallax dot style dot background position y, and then now y, and then here we're going to include now the particular info. So here we're going to pass, that will be the windows dot scroll, the window dot scroll y, then times 0.5, like that, and then px in pixels. And then here we're gonna do a window dot add event listener. This add event listener is going to again pass here. That will be the scroll. Then we're going to pass the handle scroll. Yeah, like that, and then you're going to return it. So we're going to return that will be the window dot remove event listener. Then passing still the scroll, and then the handle scroll. Yeah. So I think from there everything should be okay. Now in this section, in this part of the section, inside the return, I'm going to give it this style. Then now let's add a div. So what is going to contain in this div is this. Now this div, you're going to give it this class name. So the class name is going to be this. So that will be styles.parallax bg, and then after that class name we're going to also give it a style. So the particular style is going to be background image. Then in terms of the background image, you're going to, in terms of the background image in the styles, so you're going to include this URL. Going to include this URL here. So just going to include that URL there. And then yeah, so that looks okay. Now in this div that you've created now, again to have this class name, that will be the styles.container, then the h2, is going to be portfolio. Then this class name, we're going to have this class name, that is that styles.title, and then we're going to have this div. So div with this class name of styles. Let's fix this. So that is going to have, that will be flex. Then let's say flex is going to be columns, and then LG is going to be, that will be flex row. Then items center, then justify is going to be between, like that. Then the px is going to be 10, LG is going to be px, and then minus 10, minus 40. Yeah, okay. Now this, what you're doing here is necessarily I think it's for the 3D model, right? So yeah, also now after creating now this another div, give it these styles of project details. Now this one is for the details for the project. So yeah, so the h3 or the height 3, we're going to have this text. So let's give it first of all this style. We're going to be styles dot, that will be styles dot project title, that, and then the h3 is going to have this text. So the particular text is this. So we're not just going to pass this text, you're going to import it from the project.js. So from the project.js, we're going to do here the current project, passing the current project, then title like that. So like that. Also here we're going to include now the particular part of the p tag or the paragraph. So in this p tag or the paragraph, we're now going to do this. So we're going to pass also the styles. So it's going to be styles dot the project description. That's the project description. Then in terms of project description, we're going also to pass it like this. That will be the projects, and then that will be the current project. Passing the current project like that as an array. That means like the current project is going to also it's going to be dynamic. Yeah. So from that point, I think you're through in terms of the project title and the description. Now let's create now this another div. This div is going to have this class name. That will be the styles dot the button. So this section is going to have like those 3 buttons. So I don't know if you can be able to remember like all those 3 buttons. The one for the previous, and then the next, and then the other one which was the more info buttons. So it's going to contain like all those 3 buttons inside here. So the first button here that you created will have this class name. So we'll have this class name, that will be the styles.button. That is the styles, that is the class name. And also the styles.button, and then also the styles.button gray, like that. Also going to give it an on click. So the on click, that means when you press that the first button, supposed to like activate this function, which is the handle previous. So since it's supposed to activate the handle previous function, so or the code that is for the handle previous, so obviously like this button is called the previous button. Yeah, so there it is. So we are through with that button, the previous button. So we can just copy this button section, then paste it like maybe paste it a couple of times, but let's do this. Okay, let me just try to copy this button and then paste it like 3 times, because we are supposed to have like 3 buttons. Let me do that. Yeah, like that. So let me now fix it appropriately. So this one was the next. Then now let me continue fixing it appropriately. Yeah, so that will be the handle, the next. Then this one will be the more info. This one's a little bit different, so we're just going to remove that. That will be the toggle model like that. Yeah, so from that point, so we have already created like those details. So the only thing that you are now left to do is now create the part of the model, because you have already created now the part of the part that is supposed to be showing us now the particular project details. Yeah, now the part of the model for our computer. Okay, that's why we are creating this div here. Then this div here will give it this class name. So the width is going to be full, and then the LG will be width a half, height is going to be 96, height will be 96, and then inside this div we're going to pass now the canvas. So canvas is usually like required most of the time when you are trying to when you're trying to display or show like a particular 3D model. Like it's very important to include it. Yeah, so also you're going to give it like the ambient light to be that, and then that is for our model. So we're going to give it that light, and then we're going to give it a directional light of like that. So that will be the positions going to be 5 5 then 5 that. And then another thing, the intensity of that particular directional light 1. Then the orbit control, that means the ability of the model to rotate appropriately. So we are going to say here the enable zoom, that means you will not be able to zoom it. Zoom is going to be false, not be able to zoom now that particular part of the computer. And then the suspense, so suspense here in this part of the suspense, you're going out to pass now the computer model. This computer model going to pass now the image. This computer model are going to pass the image, and this image inside it you're passing now the projects, and then since the current projects are dynamic, so it's supposed to be current project.lang. Okay, that means when we are moving from one project to another, then the images are going to be changing like appropriately. Yeah, so in this suspense you're going to give it this fallback. So the fallback is going to be, that will be the FA. That will just be the fallback will just be the fallback in terms of the fallback. Yeah, so yeah, so below this div, below these two divs, I'm going to create now another div here. This div will have this class name, that will be the styles dot thumbnails. And then here we're going now to be passing through the thumbnails or through those images. I don't know if you can be able to remember, like below, like in that portfolio section or in that project section, like those images, we are able like to navigate from those images from one point to another. Yeah, so that's what you're trying to do here. So be able to like map through all of them. So those are the ones that you're calling them thumbnails. Okay, yeah, so like that. So here in the image you're passing the key there to index, then the source will be, that will be the project dot image, and then the alternative or the alt. So the alternative or the alt here is going to be, that will be project dot title. The class name is going to be, here in the class name you're going to pass it as in the backticks, so you're going to, that will be styles dot thumbnail, styles dot thumbnail, and then that will be also passing the current project. So that means if current project is equals to index, so that said that thumbnail if current project is equals to index, else supposed to, that will be styles dot thumbnail is active, else that means the styles that thumbnail is active, then that means that the styles that thumbnail is inactive will now takes place. That means if the current project is index, then styles the current, if current project is equals to index, styles the thumbnail will be active, else if it's not equal to index, then it will come to inactive. Okay, also when it's clicked, when the particular thumbnail is clicked, then this is what is supposed to happen. Supposed to, the function that will be the handle thumbnail click supposed to be called or to act appropriately by passing also the particular part of the index. So the index is the example if maybe it's the first image, or the second, or third, or the fourth, because we had only 4, but you can include as many as you want. Yeah, so like that. So also after creating this another div here, we're going to give it now these styles, that will be the progress, and then we're going to add here a p tag. So here this p is going to have the word project. So this is going to be keeping count like of those projects. Okay, so this is how the hero looks, but I want us to see how the other part looks. Yeah? So let's just wait. So that is the project, and then passing out the current project, then +1, and then of project.length. Yeah, like that. So that one will be able to like tell us or keep count of when you're moving from project to project. Yeah, so that's how it's supposed to be done. Also, if you move here below, now let's do this. So we're going to say the show model, then create this div inside it. Here in this div, we're going to do a class name. So the class name is going to be containing, that will be the styles.model, styles.model, and then this styles.model. In this div, we are going also to create here another div. Inside this, in this div, we're going to give it also this class name. That will be the styles.model model content, like that. Again, like what you're going to do is here. Now here we're going out to include now the h3. H3 is the one that is going to contain the title, by title with a little bit small title. So this title is going to contain this style, which will be styles.model title, styles.model title, like that. And then this h3 is going to contain this text, which will be this one, that will be projects, and then in terms of the current project, it's going to be dynamic, so like you're going to include that in the array. Yeah, the current project in the array, the current project dot title, like that. So yeah, from that point I think everything looks okay. Now below this h3, we're going to include now this paragraph, and this paragraph is going to contain, this paragraph is going to be like this. We're going to have now the projects, and then I'm going to pass now the current project dot details. So that will be the project, and then that will be the current project dot details. And then below this paragraph, we're going out to add now the button. So the button is going to have a class name. So the button is going to have a class name. So the class name is going to be styles.button. model button. Yeah, and it's going also to have an on click. So this on click, when click, supposed to do this, so it will be able to toggle the model. And yeah, so from that point I think it looks okay. So but let's in that button, let's give it like particular name or what it contains. Yeah, so let us do this, so that will be close. Yeah, so that looks okay. Yeah, so I think through through that part. So yeah, also here we're going to also create now another const. So this const is going to contain now the fallback. So this fallback, inside this mesh you're going also to include now this the box geometry, and this box geometry is going to have this this ARGS is going to be 111. Then it's going to also have the mesh standard, the mesh standard material, and then the mesh standard material also. What you're going to do with it, you're going to have this color. So the particular color from it that is going to have the color gray. Going to have the color gray like that. So that means that the part of this fallback, so what it does, that do you remember, like when you are navigating through the project details, if we are not able to load now the model, this experience section is going to be very easy, and you're just going to, but here I think you're going to learn like a little bit of CSS. Yeah, so you're going to learn a little bit of, not CSS really, a little bit of Tailwind, and yeah, so let's start. So here also you're going to start by importing first of all the FA brush, then we have also the FA code, and also the FA tie, the FA user tie, and they're all coming from, that will be the React icons. They're all coming from React icons. Yeah, like that. So that's how it's supposed to be. Also, let's import the styles. So the styles are coming from the slash, and then slash styles slash experience dot module dot css, like that. Then below here we're going to do this, so we're going to do, that will be the const experience. Then this experience, what you're going to do this, so you can just paste this experience. Let me paste it here, but you can just come and then copy them, or you can just create your own based from, yeah, then just write your own one, your own that you think are appropriate. But yeah, so but mine are just, these are just very easy things. Yeah, so not easy thing like this, just data containing now the particular particular experience. Yeah, but remember, you can be able to add a particular experience or remove it accordingly. And also when you add, make sure like to add also a particular icon, importing it from the React icons. Okay, so here we're going also to do a const active index. That will be index, and then also we're going to also here in the still in the toggle details, we're also going to pass that will be the set active index, like that. And then they'll set active index. We're going to do the previous index, then that will be the previous index equals to, that will be index. If previous index equals to index, then it will be null, else it will be that index, like that. Yeah, so that's what it's going to be. And then below here, what we're going to do is this. Let's remove this experience, and then we're just going to do here section, so include that section. Then now inside this section, so this section is going to have this class name, so it's going to have this class name, that will be that styles dot let's say section, like that. And then the h2, that will be the experience, and then here that will be experience. And then here the h2 is going to have this class name, so that will be stars dot title, like that. Also another thing is we're going to now also include now the part of the vertical timeline. So the vertical timeline element, and this inside this vertical timeline element, inside the vertical timeline element, you're going to have now a key. So this key is going to have index. This key is going to have index, and we're going to have content style. So the content style is going to be like this. That will be the background, so we're going to give it this background color, or this background features. So this is the background color that we're going to give it. And then the particular color, so the background will be that color, then the particular color will be this, that will be white. And then the content arrow style, content arrow style will be, that will be border, then right, and then I have 7 pixels solid, like that. And then it will have that type of color. So another thing, one last thing that we're going to do is we're going to add now the particular date, the date for which you finished, or you took, from which you finished that particular experience. Yeah, so that will be experience, the duration, and then I'm going to add the particular icons, those icons. So that will be icon styles. So icon styles, and then we're going to pass the background. So the background color will be that, and then the color will be just white. Yeah. and then we're going also to now do the same also for the icon. So icon, that will be that. And then now we're creating this another div which is going to have an on click. So we want when this part of the div is clicked, then supposed to do this. So this on click is going to have obviously the toggle details. And then we're going to pass now the index. Then it's going to have the class name. Maybe that will be that styles dot that will be the vertical timeline element. Yeah, like that looks okay. Don't know where the issue is, but let me fix it. Okay. Inside now this div is going to have h3, so h3 just height 3. Then this height 3 is going to be in this form, so we're going to do this. So it's going to have a class name, then the particular class name is this, that will be the styles.role. Then yeah, inside that h3 we're going to pass now the experience.role. Okay, and then here in the h4 we're going to say here the class name, then we're going to pass here the styles that company. Then in terms of passing it there, so it's going to be experience exp.company. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that looks okay. Another thing that we're going to do is this. So we're going to also do this. So we're going to do an active index. So this that means that this active index, if the active index is equals to the index, if the active index is equals to index, and the paragraph, so the paragraph is going to the paragraph or the paragraph is going to have these styles, so that will be the styles.details. So the paragraph is going to have these styles, that will be the styles.details. Then inside this paragraph we're going to pass now the experience.details or exp.details, like that. Experience.exp.details. Yeah, so like that is how it has been done. Yeah, so from that point I think we are through with it, so you can either save it so as to see like how it looks. Let's just wait a little bit. Yeah, now everything looks okay. Everything looks okay. So this is how it looks, and yeah, I think it looks okay. But when it's when it's displaying on the full desktop, then it looks much prettier. But to think like that, it still looks okay. So from that point I think through. Yeah, so now let's now do the contact. Now let's do this part of the contact. Yeah, so this is going to be much simpler. And then but remember, as I told you, now this part of the contact, you're not going to, what you're going to do is, you're not going to integrate in your backend, but you're just going to making only the UI. That will be the input, the necessary inputs, and then yeah. But if you want to go further and be able to integrate this front end with the back end, then you can be able to do it appropriately, yeah, as per how you wish. Okay, so that's how it is. So yeah, so let's continue. Now in this contact.jsx, let's continue adding this. So yeah, so from this point, what we're going to do is here, let's add these, that will be the const. Then now this const, you're going to pass now the form data. Then you're going to say here set the form data. Going to be in terms of the use set. That means that the set is going to be dynamic. So yeah, so for now you can just be like that. Then you can pass here the particular details, which first of all is the name, then passing that an empty tag like that, and then the email. Then lastly you're going to pass the message. Yep, those three. Also another thing you're going to do is you're going to do now here const. Now in this part of the const, I'm going to do this if, let's say, if it's submitted, then you want now a particular message is going to happen. So I'm going to show you later. But also this part of it is submitted. Also going to set it to I'm going to give it a particular given state. Yeah, I'm going to explain to you later in details what it is. So here the use state is going to be false. The use set is going to be false, and then in terms of the errors, so we're going to say const errors and then set errors. So here also is going to be use set. Also we're going to pass also the same thing. Then here, in the part of the const here, so there's an issue here, so let me try to fix it a little bit. Yeah, like that. Yeah, like that looks okay. And then yeah, also we're going to do also seal for the part of validate form, part of validating the form. So that would be let and then we're going to pass the form errors, let the form errors, and then passing it like that. Then also we're going to use a conditional statement here. That means if maybe let's say if there is no form data, if there is no form data dot name, then this was supposed to happen. So it's supposed to give a form error if maybe someone has not included a name. So it's supposed to give this error, which is name is required. And then if, let's say, the next one will be also obviously for the email, and then the last one will be obviously for the message. So the importance of doing this is just to ensure that someone does not send the form if they have not been able to fill the whole of it. Yeah, but this one you're just doing it on the client side, but it's also a good practice when you're making your backend. It's a good practice to also make sure also your backend does the same, so as to prevent any hacker from trying to exploit your application. Because remember, it's very easy to pass the front end and to go to the back end. Yeah, if you have not been able to implement it like that, that strict rule in the back end, then it's very easy for someone to bypass that. Okay, yeah. So also we have done it for the email. Now let's do it also for the message. Yeah, so let's do this first of all. Yeah, so it's usually very important for you to do this, for you to ensure all the fields have been filled. Okay, yeah. So here also we're going to do this. So here we're going to pass also, that will be the form data dot email. So this one will try to check maybe if the email is valid. Okay, so that's what you're trying to do here. It's going to try to check maybe if the email is valid. So that will be the form errors dot email, and then that will be invalid. Yeah, so invalid email format, it just checks if the particular email is valid. Okay, so someone can include maybe a very ridiculous email that doesn't exist, then the application may accept it, but it's not supposed to accept it. Yeah. So also in terms of the message, we're also going to try to look and to be able to clarify and see if maybe the particular message has been sent successfully. So that's what you're trying to do here. Yeah, so like that. Then in case of any errors, so we're going to say here that will be the set errors, then passing the form errors, and then here we're going to return, that will be the object going to return, that will be the object keys form errors dot message. Yeah, object keys form errors dot message, like that. Form errors dot message, like that. And then dot length. Also here we're going to do this, that will be the const handle submit, const handle submit, and then passing now the particular event in terms of, let's say if you submit it, then this was supposed to happen. Whereas for us, I told you we are not going to be implementing the backend, so we're just going to, let's say if someone submits it, we're just going to give a particular message on the front end, but we're not going to do anything in the backend because you're not going to integrate anything with the backend. Okay, so once when the handle submit is pressed, then the event, the prevent default. So let's say here if validate form, so here we're going to pass first of all set is submitted. Here we're going to do this, so set is submitted to be true, set is submitted to be true. Then here passing obviously the set form data, the set form data. This set form data, we are passing the name, the email, and also the message. The name, the email, and also the message. Yeah, and in terms of passing them, you're passing them like when they are empty like that. Yeah, so yeah, like that looks okay. Now the next thing that we're going to do when we're trying to finish is, now let's create now those particular inputs that you're going to require here. Now in this section I'm going to give it this class name. So the particular class name is going to have this styles.section, and then in this section we're going to create now let's say a div. Before that h2, so this h2 is going to have the contact, so as to this contact, and then this contact is going to have this styles tag is going to this, so that paragraph is going to have this class dot title. This paragraph is going to have this class. Then now here below, what you can do is, now we're going to include this tag styles with the form tag, because remember that what you're going to name is a form like that. So yeah, then so like this pass now the errors dot name. So like that. So after having done that, because you're going to need it like again, because you're going to create some other inputs, another one for email and then another one for message, you can just copy this input, then you can paste it like 2 times, so that you can be able to create those other ones from it. Yeah, so let me do that. I just copy the whole of it, and then let's just paste it now the two times. Okay, and then final part like that. So let's name this to email. Let's change any place that has name. Let's change it to email. Yeah, so yeah, then here your email. So this one will be errors.email. So yeah, like that. So the last one that you're going to be pasting, I'm going to paste for the one for the message. So message is going to be almost the same, but it's going to be a little bit different. So let me show you how different it's going to be. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start by removing this input. So it's not going to first of all going to have any type, and it's not going to have input. Yeah, so remove input and replace it with text area, because we just want it to have a text area. And then after having done that, let's remove this type, and then here the ID, let's change it from name, let's replace it with message, that. And then here rows, in terms of the rows, you can give it 6. Then in terms of the value, so value is going to be dot message like that. Then here on change, passing the event, that will be like that. So but change that from name, change it to message, that will be the message, and then event dot target dot value, that. So from that point everything can remain the same, but let's change also this part of the style. So okay, let's change first of all this your message. Yeah, so this one can just remain the same. Change this to message. yeah, message like that. Yeah, so let's do that. Yeah, it looks pretty much okay. Then create now the particular button for sending the particular message. So the type will obviously be submit. Then to have that type of class name, that is styles.button, like that. Yeah, let's just save, and then be able to see how it looks. Yeah, so I think we are through. Yeah, you can see like how it looks. It looks pretty much okay. Yeah, so guys, like so we are through with this application. Like if you have any question, or if you face any challenge, make sure to first of all join our Discord, so that we can be able to assist you from there. And then yeah, so let's first of all, you can test this form, you can test it, then let's just test it and then be able to see how it is. But remember, like if you get any error or any issues, you can use the link, you can use the GitHub code. The link will be in the description, then you can use it from there. So yeah, I think we're through with what you are making. If you have any question, remember, like you can reach out. Also put your comments in the comment section, and I'll be sure to get back to you. And yeah, also you can remember, like, you can be able to contribute to these projects, making them much better, so that the next people who are going to find it, they can be able to find it when they are much better. Yeah, and if you have any questions, don't forget to ask, and I'll be able to assist you accordingly. Yeah, so from that point, I think we are through. So until next time, bye guys, and make sure please to join my Discord and subscribe to my newsletter. If you have not watched like the whole of it and you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And thank you for watching like through the whole of it. Like, I respect you a lot, and yeah, just keep coding, and then don't lose hope. Eventually everything is going to be okay. Like, you just one code at a time, and then God will grant everything. Okay, so until next time, see you.